I just finished reading Night Over Day Over Night by Paul Watkins, and here's my book review. So, reading the description from the back of the book, Paul Watkins' novel of a young German boy drawn inexorably into the last climatic months of the Second World War was hailed by critics as a remarkable debut and classic. As Sebastian Westland journeys from childhood to the bloody proving ground of men, he loses everything by which he knows himself: his past, his innocence, finally his name. His struggle to survive a war he scarcely comprehends is rendered in the urgent, beautifully spare, and memorable prose of a born storyteller. So, at first, I wasn't going to rate this book really well, kind of maybe like a 7 out of 10. And that's mostly because of the really uncomfortable situationship between 17-year-old Sebastian Westland and Liza Hamaker, who is much older than him. That's my biggest issue with the book. The first half spends a lot of time on this situation/relationship, which is straight up grooming and low-key sexual assault, because the book, it doesn't say specifically, but it implies he's been having sex with her since he's been 13 years of age. Mind you, this is still a grown woman even when they began doing this. And mind you, he's still 17 by the end of the book, and I'm not going to do spoilers, but she's actually crazy and a pedophile. But the thing is, he doesn't see it that way, and that actually made it harder to read, because you're watching this happen through his perspective, where everything feels confusing and normalized instead of obviously wrong. It wasn't until Sebastian sees Liza for the last time that the book finally clicked for me. Once the focus shifts to war, everything changes. The pacing tightens, the tone darkens, and suddenly I felt completely inside Sebastian's head. The combat sections are intense, but very internal, and that's where Watkins' writing really shines. I stopped feeling like I was just reading events and started feeling like I was experiencing them with Sebastian. The second half of the book is what made me highly enjoy Night Over Day Over Night. Watching Sebastian's experience war for the first time is brutal. I couldn't help but pity him, especially because we're so close in age. I'm 18, he's 17. It's uncomfortable imagining yourself in his position, being that young, that naive, and thrown into something so violent and irreversible. That said, I can't feel too bad for him because he voluntarily joined the Waffen-SS, and also because I'm Jewish, so yeah. That part definitely complicates my sympathy. He could have joined the Wehrmacht, but apparently that wasn't exciting enough for him. Now, there was no choice on whether he could join the war or not, like he had to, but he could have picked into which he went into, so he could have joined the Wehrmacht, but he wanted to join the Waffen-SS. I don't want to go too deep into the plot because I don't want to spoil the ending, but I will say this. If you're thinking about reading this book and you're struggling with the first half, stick with it. It genuinely gets so much better once the story pivots. The second half completely recontextualizes the novel and made the discomfort of the beginning feel more purposeful in hindsight. That being, I rated the book a 10 out of 10, my only problem being just the unnecessary situationship between a grown woman and a minor. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty awesome. If you want to read a really good book about a German boy's war experiences in the Waffen-SS, this is the book for you.